Hey there. Happy Tuesday. So, sometimes these ideas for these videos come because I happen to have an influx of trends in what I'm seeing in my clients. And so this week, that is absolutely true. I've had several clients this past week that I found myself using the same analogy with them, the same, general concepts and things like that. So I figured if that's the case for them, it may also be the case for you. And so this may be the right time to talk about taking action. We have absolutely talked about this in the past, but created a new analogy within the past couple of weeks just because it's been so evident and coming up over and over again. And so I'd gladly share that with you because here's the deal, especially when it comes to self-development and mental healthy stuff and all of that kind of stuff. The thing is, here is tell me if this feels familiar to you. There, some of us find that we get into, this idea of like wanting to learn, like here's something I want to do better. Let me do all the learning. Let me take the classes, let me reach out for help, let me read the books, let me do all the things to learn what are the tools, what are the things, what are the aha moments. And then that happens, right? We do the research and we have these aha moments, these distinctions between what we thought something was and this other way of looking at it, or these perception shifts or differences in definitions, or like all of these things that lead to these aha moments. And then we get those endorphins. We're like, oh, ooh, this is something new and exciting. Ooh, yes, yes, that is correct. Oh my goodness, I've been looking at this wrong this whole time. Yes, this is the way to look at it. Oh, and it feels so good. It's like, these aha moments feel amazing, don't they? They just feel so good. And then we tell people about them, and then it feels good again. And then some time passes, and time passes, and time passes. And then we just kind of forget about them. Or we look back on them periodically, or whatever it is. But the idea is aha moments are only great for the moment. They are meant to be the catalyst. They are meant to be the first step in the journey of living the aha moment. Only the first step. They are not the end. They are not, oh, now I know this thing, so therefore I'm going to live it for the rest of my life. No, 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 no. They are only the first step. They are just the realization. They are the awareness being created. Awareness creates choice. And so it became aware to us, but we're not always taking action, discovering the choice and taking action on it. Real, physical, tangible action. Here's the analogy. Reading these self-helpy books and management books and all these kinds of books and listening to podcasts and lessons, they are all exactly the equivalent of reading a cookbook. It is exactly the same thing. You can read the cookbook, you can read the recipe, you can fully understand it. You can say, oh, I never thought of combining those two things. Oh, I never thought of like chopping the onion smaller instead of bigger. Oh, and have these realizations. Oh, you do this before you do this. You cook the meat before the veggies, or right? You can look through that and have these aha moments. But guess what? Food's not going to end up on the table unless you actually cook it. You can understand the recipe as much as you want. You can read over it as many times as you want, but the food's not going to end up on the table until you take the action steps. It is exactly the same for mindset shifts. It is exactly the same for doing things differently and having your life show up in a different way. Your life is not going to shift strictly through aha moments. It is the action steps that come after the moment, after the aha moment. That is where the real change happens. That's where the lasting change happens. That is where we actually see a difference in our lives. So, great, Nance. Now what? What do we do? Here's what you do. In the aha moment, in that bliss, in that loveliness of this realization of a different way of thinking in that exact moment while you're still all gung-ho and excited. Take a pause, put the book down, revel in it, live it, and then make a list of action steps that support this realization. What are the things? What are the tangible things I can do and say and feel and think? And what is the purposeful action? Not the action that may or may not come because I had this really. No, 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 no. What is the purposeful, tangible action I can make to make this thought turn into reality? What is the new practice or the new habit that I want to establish? Really look at what is the action step I need to take next in order for this thought to become reality in my life and be able to see it in a very real way moving forward. Guys, this can be, is for so many people, like the huge game changer. Don't be afraid to pause in that moment. Don't wait for next week. Don't wait for next year. Don't wait for later. In the moment, while you're gung-ho, make out that list. What are the action steps needed in order for me to live this realization, not just think it? Cook the meal, my friends. Cook the meal. Don't just read the recipe. Cook the meal and enjoy it for as many times and for as long as you possibly want to for the rest of your life. So again, as always, like, share, do all the things that you're supposed to do, but also let me know. It can sometimes be hard to find the action step that's attached to this realization. If you're going through that, please reach out. Let me help you find what that action step is so that you can start living the realizations, not just temporarily having them. Have an awesome week. I wish you the best of all the New Year wishes and celebrations. And I will see you next Tuesday. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.